Jennie Garth is known to millions of fans as the rich bitch of Beverly Hills 90210. She has been passionate with Luke Perry and Jason Priestley, and she's had steamy sex scenes with Grant's show. Let's take a look at this clip.
And the truth is, you don't know it.
She is nothing like the conniving Kelly Taylor that we see her playing every week. Please welcome from Beverly Hills 90210, the beautiful, talented, and not bitchy, Jennie Garth. How long has 90210 been on?
This is our third year.
Third year. My God, what a lot has happened to you in 3 years.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's been wonderful.
What was your career like previously to the show?
It was kind of slow going, you know, jobs here and there, but I just got really lucky and landed this part.
When did you start performing? Go back, give me a little bit of your show business history.
When I was 16, I think I got my first part opposite Barbara Eden in a dramatic series, nighttime series on NBC. Didn't last for long. We only did like 6 episodes. Right, all right. But it was a wonderful experience.
But to get a part, it's still fabulous,
yeah,
right?
I learned a lot from Barbara, so.
Right.
Yeah.
What? I know Barbara, she's a nice woman, yes. But I never thought of her as a guru. I mean, it's like, you know.
No, she's a professional.
She's a real pro, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll agree with you, yes.
And that being my first job, I didn't know anything about anything, and she taught me a lot.
And then what happened, then when the show was canceled, the series, then what did you do?
I went back to auditioning every day, all day long, and acting
How much
classes.
longer did it take?
I don't remember exactly. I did like an episode of Growing Pains, which was probably the worst experience of my life.
Why?
I was like the chick du jour, you know, and I wasn't treated very nicely.
Isn't that funny? Yes, how meanly they can treat people before they're somebody.
Yeah, they weren't mean. I just didn't feel very important.
Yeah. What do they do? Like, for example?
Well, they have so many girls.
My daughter Melissa finds this all the time now, you know.
Well, they have so many girls coming through and different girls every week, and it's just like, yeah, go to your room, I'll get you when we're ready for you. Yeah. And they didn't really care about my feelings.
Yeah, yeah. No, but it's true. But that's our business, right? They're so mean to the extras and to the little bit players.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you find you're very nice to them on the set because of that?
I respect them a lot. I mean, it takes so much patience to do what they do, and if they weren't there, we wouldn't have a show. So, and they're great. I mean, they know what they're doing probably more than I know what I'm doing.
Now, what happened when how did you find out that 90210 was a hit?
How did I find out?
What was the first realization? They said, oh my, something wonderful is happening here to us.
Yeah, we got invited to the Emmys, I think, the first year. We weren't nominated or anything. They just sent us these big plants and invited us. And I think it hit me then that, well, why would they want me there if the show wasn't doing well? Right, right. But it just happened so quickly. Everything just kind of snowballed, and we did those summer episodes, and everyone started watching all at once. So it took a while for it to hit all of us because we were always working every day, and we weren't out in the public. We didn't know what was happening. What's going to happen when you all graduate? They keep saying this is the last year, right? Isn't that what they keep saying? No. What do they say? You're going to your 4th year. This is our senior year in high school. Senior year, yeah. Well, theoretically, you all graduate. Yeah. So what's going to happen? That's what I mean. I think that they're planning on us graduating. Can they flunk somebody that's really popular? You know, what happens to the series? I don't know. If you all graduate, they might follow us into real life. I'm really not sure. They don't tell me much. Do you ask? Do you worry? Yeah, because that's my job, and I might be out of a job when I graduate. I would be every day saying, well, what are you going to do? Are you going to keep us next year? Are you going to keep us next year? Because you don't know. Should I take a movie part? Should I stay? I mean, they've got to tell you. Or they tell you nothing. Well, last year they didn't, I don't think they really knew, but this year I think they have sort of a game plan set out, and that is for us to graduate because they're doing all these promotional things, the senior year, their final year in high school.
Right.
But I still don't know what's going to happen.
What's going to happen after? Oh.
No.
What about money? You all started out getting the same?
Mm-hmm, I think so. I don't really know. Yeah. I just know what I got.
And has your agent gone in yet? Because certain people obviously emerged. You know what I'm saying? Luke Perry emerged, Jason Priestley emerged, Shannon emerged, you emerged. I mean, very, very strong. Did your agent go in yet? Have you time to renegotiate?
I don't know. I don't keep on top of them.
Oh, come on. Come on.
Don't.
Oh, you don't know how much you're making?
I know. Well, honestly,
Jenny, we have to talk here. I won't ask you how much you're making, per se, but while you're hot, you've got to make sure you're getting something.
Well, I have people who work with me, my manager and everyone who watches out for
Have
me.
they renegotiated all the kids?
I think that every season you renegotiate, but it's a set thing that you do, and you don't get more than what you ask. I mean, what they are going to give you. And
has anyone said yet, if you don't give me more? I was just reading this morning. There's a new book coming out on Brandon Tartikoff, who had been president of NBC and ABC, and apparently in the blurb on the book, they said when they went to renegotiate for Archie Bunker, what's his name? Carol O'Connor, and they said to him, look, if you're not happy with the money, we've got Rod Steiger in the wings, thinking that would shut him up. And he said, Rod's a wonderful actor. I think he'd do a great part. I'll do something else. And they went, oh, so he got his money. So, but he knew he was strong enough at that point that they wouldn't go on without him. Has anyone really started to become that on the set yet? You know, I don't think so. I think that we're all pretty happy with our positions as of today, and I'm not going to open my mouth and jeopardize it. I'm very happy. What about how you all met? What was the first meeting like? The cast? Yeah. Did they make you read against each other? You know, or in the beginning, like they couldn't. Did they bring you all in to look at you to see if you all looked right together? I mean, I think the first time I met everyone, they invited us to Aaron's living room, and we all got to go meet Aaron Spelling. We had met him in the auditions, of course, in his office, but we got to go to his home, and we all met there and read through the script together and kind of like had coffee or whatever. Right. It was pretty nerve-wracking, though. Oh. But I think at that point, there was no recasting done. I think they were really happy with their decisions. They were very lucky, because what great decisions. I mean, each decision was the right one. We'll be back. We'll talk more. And I want to find out about what happened at the Emmys. You know we're going to get into Shannon Dotto. You have to. And then we're going to get it. Well, Jenny. And then we'll get into good things, too. Okay. I didn't mean it that way. We'll be back with more in a moment, so stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Jennie Garth, and Body in Progress is the name of my new video. You know, I used to hate to exercise, but I knew if I didn't get on a regular program, I wouldn't look and feel my very best. So along with a top trainer, I came up with my own personal fitness plan. It's a simple program which combines a practical workout routine with some important advice on healthy eating. Now I actually look forward to shaping up. Let's do this together. It'll be fun. When I was little, I always used to want a little brother or a little sister. I wished for it all the time. Whenever I threw a penny into a fountain or blew out a candle.
Well, sweetie, it looks like you got your wish.
Of Jennie Garth from Beverly Hills 90210, and you deal with heavy issues a lot of times. I mean, they really come at you, which is very good. What are some of the big, heavy issues you've dealt with? Abortion, teenage pregnancy, drinking, driving, alcohol, drugs. We deal with them all. I don't think one's any heavier than the other. Yeah. Were there any that you just came to them and said, we've got to deal with this? Have you ever given suggestions? I think when they go through our fan mail, and we read our fan mail and get suggestions from the public a lot, because they want to know how we would deal with it, and maybe they can What do you do? That brings up a good question. You know, the minute you're a celebrity, they think you have all the answers. You know? They think you know everything. They have no idea what your life is and whether you're going through your own personal problems. What do you do when you get problems, letters from kids that say, like, I want to commit suicide, or I hate my mother, I want to run away? Do you answer them on your own, or do you get help?
I get help because I don't know the answers. I have trouble enough in my own life making it through that. But we get a lot of letters like that, people having problems and thinking that we can help them. And it's so hard because you want more than anything to be able to help them, but you just don't know how. So it's best to go get someone who's used to dealing with it and give them their number, and they appreciate it. They don't think that you shine them or anything.
Oh, I don't think so at all. I think that you're being very nice to say, I'm taking the time to find somebody to help you.
Yeah.
What about you? You're very close to your family, you were telling me during commercial break. Now, your mother came out with you originally to California.
Right.
Right. And then when you got settled, she went back? Or?
A couple of years later, actually. I, moved out and started doing things a little bit more independently. And she's actually living in Arizona and living in California now. She likes to come back and forth and keep checking up on me.
And your dad is with?
My dad is in Arizona, and he's working again after his sickness, and he's doing very well.
What was the matter?
He's had a history of heart attacks and heart troubles. And he was retired, and now he's back at work because retirement wasn't treating him so well. So.
How many in the family?
Oh, 4 sisters and 2 brothers. Yeah.
So now what do they all do? Let's go down the line.
I have a sister who's really into the environment, and she's like, her time is spent dealing with the environment. Another sister who works in the airline industry. I really don't know what she does.
Does she ever walk up and down the aisle going, can I help you? That's, no, all right. Well, I think I've met her.
I have another sister my oldest sister, Lynn, who's an architect, I think.
Oh.
A designer. Oh, please forgive me if I'm not saying the right thing.
And the 2 brothers?
I have one more sister, Cammie, who's pregnant, and she's having her 2nd child.
Married?
She's also a hairdresser.
Right. Married?
Hairstylist. She's married, yes.
Okay, good. Well, we just saw that clip, all right.
No, she's very married.
All right. And your brothers?
My brothers. Good question. They're great brothers. I really don't know what they do.
So they're all grown up?
Yes, very grown up.
Oh, so you're the baby?
I'm the baby.
Oh, you're the baby. Oh, I thought like you were so... Oh, all right. So they must just be going out of their mind. My little baby sister, look what's... Has it affected their lives at all?
Yeah, people call them all the time and ask for the dirt, but I've had little talks with them. They like to talk to these people who call. Let's stop talking to these people who call. They're getting better about it.
What about your life now? The tabloids coming up and finding things out about you? Have you had that starting yet?
A little bit. I love being in the tabloids because
I
know it's not true, and I just get the biggest kick out of opening it up and seeing this big lie about me. But sometimes it's real. They print things that are half true, and then they fabricate the rest. Yeah. But we've had some stuff that about my fiance and myself, and some stuff about the show, and it involves me in some way.
What about the whole thing with the Emmys now? What was true and what wasn't true?
About the Emmys?
Well, the Emmys was, and we all know this because it made USA Today and it made the New York Times, so it's got to be true. It wasn't just like Star and the Inquirer. That you went to the Emmys and because you were on ahead of Shannon Doherty, she wouldn't go on. She had a sissy fit and she left, which is, on. Is there temperament going on in the set now, too?
Is there temperament going on the set? It's not like blatant temperament. We don't express it that openly. We're there to do our jobs and go home, and that's probably where we express our
anger.
Yeah. But the Emmys were... I went and I had a wonderful time. It was great. It was the first time I'd ever done anything, and I looked out and there was Burt Reynolds and Lonnie Anderson and all these people. I was so excited. I had a great time despite I didn't know what was going on. I just went and did my thing and minded my own business.
Why is there rivalry? You should both be so happy. Do you know what I mean? Besides being talented, it's also luck, our business. It's being in the right place, the right time, and then having a show that goes. And you think these other girls will be tap dancing instead of giving everyone such problems.
I don't understand it. I consider myself so lucky and fortunate. And it could all end tomorrow, and I'm aware of that. So I don't really ever cross the line of pushing it, you know. When you're with people, you know, 14, 16 hours a day, every day, same people, there are bound to be little, you know, discrepancies here and there. And it's just like being a sisters or brothers, you know, you fight, you punch each other, and then you get over it, and you go on. Going. Yeah.
What about dressing rooms? Are there dressing room fights starting yet? You want to hear dynasty stories? I mean, and Laverne and Shirley, they used to walk around with rulers, and they used to count the words they had to say, who had more words. Has that started yet?
Not on my part. I don't know. I just walk around with blinders on.
And mind your business. Right. Yep. What about dating among the cast? Now, Tori Spelling's dating somebody from the cast.
Dating someone from the cast?
That's what we were told in one of our gossip segments. No.
I must have missed it.
And she's also dating the other guy who's working as a checker in a supermarket. Remember that?
I don't know. She has a boyfriend, Ryan, I think, still.
And you have a boyfriend?
Sure. Yes.
Yeah. But more than a boyfriend. I mean, you're wearing a ring.
Yes.
Let's see. It's lovely.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean,
dirty.
Yeah, it is dirty. You should. It is. She said it. You've got to clean. You clean it with this toothpaste. You know that? Toothpaste and a brush.
I'm busy.
Yeah, busy. Well, now, does this really mean you're going to get married?
I hope so.
When?
Next May, possibly.
Is it difficult? Because he's a musician, right? Right. Okay, we'll talk more in a moment about this. But is it difficult because he's not known the way you're known? But let's find that out after commercial.
Okay.
Okay. We'll be back in a moment, so stay with us. Did you see me? That was some mob scene. Now, that was a mob scene that took place that was for Luke Perry, right? When he appeared in a shopping mall. A very similar thing happened to you.
Yeah, well, actually, I've done appearances on my own, and I did an appearance once with Luke in Fresno at a zoo, and there were so many people there, I don't even remember what happened, but I just remember getting, like, rushed out through the monkey cage and shoved in a cargo van. And, like, it was awful. And I did an appearance on my own, and it wasn't quite that chaotic, but they get pretty crazy sometimes. They just get so excited. I don't understand it, but...
What happens to you now when you go out shopping and stuff like that? Do you have to kind of, like, go incognito and...
You know, sometimes I can go out and people can recognize me and it doesn't bother me. I'm like, fine, I'll sign their autographs, you know, talk to them, whatever. And other times if I go out, it just starts to overwhelm me. I was visiting the Lincoln Memorial in Washington just this weekend, and I just, all of a sudden, it just started to, people looking at me. I just felt very self-conscious and just a little upset about it, and I had to go back to my hotel and just chill out for a while. But I wear hats, and when I'm feeling like I don't want to be recognized, just wear a hat and glasses, and I dress really gross when I'm not in front of people, so that usually helps.
Speaking of dressing gross, brings us to the dolls. They made all these 90210 dolls. First of all, do they make them for the entire cast or not?
No, they actually only made these 5.
Did it hurt the rest of the cast?
Yeah, it was a touchy thing for a while, but Mattel says that they're making the other ones, but I don't think that the rest of the cast really cares all that much at this point. I mean...
But
it's an honor, and they would like to have dolls made, I'm sure.
Oh, of course.
And I
Now,
think
do you
their
get a
plans-
piece of this, or you just get the honor of the doll?
I don't know.
You don't know? We gotta get a phone on the set. Somebody's gotta know.
I got free dolls.
You got a free doll. Now this is, which one is you?
That one.
This is you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. It looks like you. It
No,
looks a
it
lot
doesn't.
Yes, it does. Excuse me.
Look at my
Let me
hair
see.
isn't that long.
No, not the hair. Well, your hair also, you know, isn't sewn to your head. But I can see the resemblance. It's not bad. Let me see. This is Tori.
Uh-huh.
Well, she doesn't look too much. All right. And this is this is Shannon. You want a pin? Would you like a pin for the Shannon doll? Just stick it in the Shannon doll.
No, I can't do it. I can't.
Oh, we can stick it in. Someone won't hurt it too much.
I can stick it in Dylan. He won't mind.
Okay, stick it in. Now, all right.
He doesn't care. He likes it. He likes it.
He likes this. What I found very interesting, and I'm going to ask you why, and you probably never wear this. All these dolls, here you are, and they've got you, and you're wearing underwear.
Oh.
Okay? Yeah, Tori Spelling has got on underwear. Can you all see this? Now we come to the Shannon Doherty doll. Hang on. I gotta take this off. Wait. I can't get the pants off on time. Let me just tell you this way. The pants come off. We took it off in the dressing room. She's wearing... Can you look up the leg? There's nothing here. This girl has no underwear on. Now... I want to know how she got her part.
I can wait.
Only a joke. Only a joke. There's no underwear.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that something?
No underwear.
Now, when I hold up the dolls, I'm gonna only kid you about Shannon because she's engaged. She was engaged, as a matter of fact, to my friend's son. So
Really?
Yeah, Christopher. All right, I'm just gonna give you one word answers to what you think. Okay, here we go. Okay, give me Luke. What comes to mind when you see Luke?
Cowboy boots.
Cowboy boots.
Yeah.
Okay.
He wears like Wranglers and now and.
Okay. What do you think? You see Jason? What does he remind you of?
He's like a brother. He's wonderful.
Wonderful,
Love him.
like a brother. Okay. Tori.
Tori is a blast. She makes me laugh endlessly.
Endlessly.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Shannon. And you. When you look at the doll, what do you think?
That's not me.
Not you. That's very interesting. Who do you think of all these kids is going to emerge as the biggest star the first time? I know. We should pick her up. I'm sorry. Just sit on my lap and join us. Of all these kids, who do you think is going to be the biggest star of the I think you're all here for a long stay, all of you. But do you think one of the boys is going to break through the fastest as like a movie star or?
Jason just did a movie called Calendar Girl, I think is the working title right now, and I think it's going to be a great movie. But Luke has done films himself, and they're both doing very well.
What about you?
What about me?
What about you? They've got to come to your films.
Yes, I'm working on a deal right now. I don't want to jinx it, so let's
No,
not
don't.
talk about
I
it.
understand that. Just knock on
I'm
wood.
so excited.
And keep going with that one.
Yeah.
Now, when we come back, we want to talk a little more about the boyfriend, all right? Is he here?
No, he's...
No. Okay, then we'll
He's at
talk
the
about
hotel.
him. Okay, he stayed at the hotel.
Yes.
Did he fly in with you?
Yeah.
That's great. All right, we'll talk a little bit more about the wedding, the whole thing. So we'll be back in a moment with more, so stay with us.
Wow, you were right.
That was very nice. That romantic scene Garth, by the way, and Luke Perry was from Beverly Hills 90210. All right. Now the scenes like that. But first, let me finish cleaning this ring, though. And look at what toothpaste does. So all you do in the morning, you brush your teeth, then you brush your ring. It's very easy. There, wait, hold on. There, very pretty.
Woo,
yeah,
shining.
Yeah. Here we go. Let me just dry it off for you. Okay, and there. Just remember, you brush your teeth, you brush your ring. You learned this is Elizabeth Taylor's old tip.
Thank
you. But she needed a tube of toothpaste for her jewelry each day, and I was like, that's
my goodness.
Yeah, what about your boyfriend? Does he get jealous when he sees all this attention now with all the men? And I'm sure the fan mail must be incredible.
No, it just rolls off of him. He doesn't pay any attention to it, really, I don't think.
How'd you meet?
Friends of friends, and he was in a band that a friend of mine was in, and I went to see him play.
And that's liked each other right away?
I think we met afterwards at a party, and
How is he taking all... Now, did you meet him after you were famous, quote unquote, or did you meet him before Beverly Hills 90210? When was the meeting and courting period?
I think it was during our early days when we hadn't hit yet, and he didn't know anything about me when we met. He didn't know I was on TV or anything.
So what's happening? It must be very hard. It's hard for every man, even very successful men that are old already know exactly who they are. How does he feel when you walk into a place and they go, Jenny, 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 or they push him out of the way and they interview you solo and all that kind of stuff? It's got to be difficult for him.
Well, actually, they don't push him out of the way. They yell, Dan, Dan, Dan now. We go to these places like appearances and people want his autograph more than they want my autograph.
Which is very...
Because he's very, you know, kind of cute.
Good look. What about the parents?
The parents, my parents.
Have they met? The families?
I don't think my father has met them because he's in Arizona.
Right.
But my mom has.
And does he live with you now?
Yes, we're living together.
So was that the first one you ever lived with?
Yeah.
Big step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My parents weren't real thrilled
young.
about it.
Yeah, I mean you're 20, right? So it's a big step for a 20-year-old.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's such a learning process, but we don't want to make any mistakes and not know each other very well. And jump into a marriage and go, well, wait a minute.
What about your mother? Was she upset when you moved in?
They were initially not real happy about it, but I think living alone in Los Angeles versus living with a big, strong man, they were a little happier with that. He could protect me.
This is a very tough question, but I have to ask, and then you'll answer after the commercial. Was he the first man you ever had? We'll find out after the commercial. All right, we'll be right back. We'll be back in a moment with Jennie Garth. All right. Garth, who stars in Beverly Hills 90210, which airs on the Fox Network Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock, for those three people that don't know. Were you, who was the first boyfriend? You know, the first real serious boyfriend. How old were you when that occurred?
I think I was in high school.
In high school?
But it wasn't serious then, you know.
But it seemed serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, like everything else.
They all do.
They all seem, oh, like the biggest heartbreaker in America is going to happen. That's, what about getting married? Like you say, you're going to get married in March. Have the producer said, please don't get married, that might spoil your image, or it's not right for our cast, or...
I didn't ask them.
Yeah, I know, but...
Am I supposed to ask them?
No, but they come around and say, what about pregnancy? Is there a clause saying you can't become pregnant?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What would you do?
Well, personally, I would love to have a baby, so I would have a baby whether I'm on the show or not.
Yeah, because I think you'd be a great mother.
Yeah, I love it.
You're so nice, but you're also smart, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Yeah, like nice, stupid. You're nice, smart. No, but you know. We've had some on, you just go, I gotta get out of the show. I mean, what about, like, your life looks like it's in very good order now. I mean, you're very together. I think you know what you're doing. I think you understand the business. What was the saddest point of your life so far? Has there been a moment where you just said, things are very bad, or has it been pretty good sailing for you?
It's been pretty good sailing. My father's illness was really hard on me because I was a daddy's girl from day one, and I still am, but just seeing him being ill and in the hospital was very hard for me, and but he's better now, and that, you know, so it's kind of history.
Where do you want to be in 10 years? Where do you see yourself?
Married with a child, probably being a household engineer.
Yeah. And still working?
I don't know. I mean, if it's still there, I'll still be working. I don't know.
Are you driven or not as driven?
I'm driven to do different things. I think that being on a series on television, it's been a little hard on me. Not that I haven't enjoyed it, and it's been a wonderful experience, but I don't know if I would do it again.
That's interesting. I think you're just terrific. Thank you so much. Good luck. Keep the ring clean.
Okay.
All right. And when you get the marriage ring, the wedding ring, you just scrub them both together. Very, very simple.
Okay.
All right. I thank you very much. A pleasure to have you on. And we'll be back in a moment with gossip on, oh, surprise, Luke Perry. Oh, fine, no problem. We'll be back with gossip on him. Dishing the dirt with a top 30 hit list, Adam Curry, and you're going to have something on Luke Perry.
What a coincidence that I had that ready for the show. Yeah. Actually, Luke was at the Telly Savalas Sports Bar, which is inside the Universal Sheraton in Hollywood. It's a pretty tacky place to be. And he was cruising. He came up. He and his buddy went up to two beautiful blondes, and you know, trying to see if they were interested in being their companions for the evening. Unfortunately, unbeknown to Luke, one of these girls was on my sleaze patrol, a paid employee, and so she first of all said, "No, I'm not interested in sex." And well,
he wanted to have sex.
Yeah, and he made up a story about having to give his dog dinner and split.
Which one now did that?
Luke.
Luke did that.
Yeah, he had to feed his dog. Went home quick.
Went home quick. Okay. Yeah. We have 30 seconds. Tell me